Hello nation, and welcome back to the homestead. Well, today we've been blessed. We got a really special guest. Y'all should recognize this guy by now. If you don't, y'all got a lot of videos to catch up on. But this is Jay from Steck Equipment, and Jay has agreed to come out and visit our homestead to try to help us decide on which implements will be best for us to be able to reach the goals that we want to reach here on the Big Bear Homestead. Okay, Jay, so we walked the property. I shared all of our ideas, hopes, dreams. Like, we're standing in the area that's going to be the soft fruit area. What do I need?
Oh man, that's a loaded question, isn't it?
Don't say anything about prices because Robin's right over there.
Well, I'm gonna tell you what you need is a lot of time. I mean, you know, and that's understandable. Rome wasn't built in a day, and a farm's not built in a day. So you will need a lot of time. But the good thing about it is that's what you have the most of is time, if the good Lord's good to you. So, for example, the area that we're standing in right now, you've done a lot with cleaning out the debris and the brush and the undergrowth and stuff, and you see the pigs behind us, how well they're doing that. So once you get all that done, then what you're going to do is you're going to have to come in, you got to break up the ground to be ready to plant. So my suggestion would be that if you'd use a one-row bottom plow or a turnover plow or something like that, that will roll the top of the ground over. So you're taking all this green material and you're putting it underneath the material that's going to die and become organic material for the root growth. So you're improving your soil that way. So once you do that, then the only other thing that I could see that you probably would do is probably rotary till it and get it soft so that you can come in here and plant. And the last thing, if you really wanted to, we probably could bust up the hard pan that's down there too with a one-row subsoiler. And the good thing about it is we don't have 1,000 acres. We just have 20 acres, and we're not going to work with the whole 20 acres. We're only going to work with 5 acres. So once you see that as a narrowing it down spot, so it's sort of like eating an elephant. You know, you don't eat it all at once, eat it one bite at a time. And that's what you're going to do. And it's going to take a long time with a one-row bottom plow to roll it over, because you're going 16 inches every time. You're rolling over 16 inches. And so it's going to take a while to cover the ground. So.
Now, you said something about a hard pan. What is that?
So what happens in the ag world is you ride on it, walk on it, whatever on it, and it compacts the soil. So the soil is air, it's light, it's got air space in it with different particle sizes. You've got sand and clay and rocks that make up particles in the sand. Right, you're in Elberton County, welcome to rocks. So what happens is it gets hard packed. So you have your organic materials on top, and then you have subsoil. And then somewhere between subsoil and subsoil, topsoil and subsoil, you have what they call a hard pan. And that's just a literal term to where the roots will go down, and then they'll start running horizontal with the ground instead of running vertical. And so you want to bust that up so that water will get through and the roots will get through.
So is that why I have a lot of briars and stuff like that? Because long before us, I mean, my ground is hard. It's almost like concrete.
Yes.
And that's just because, like, I think it had chicken houses on it at one time, and there was probably lots of equipment going through and back and forth, and it just compacted.
Yes.
And it made.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And so what happens is a grass has roots. Roots have to breathe just like you and I do. They have to breathe. And so that's why they're down there trying to breathe and get water. And so that's why they're growing in the soil. So when you look at it, sand is a coarser grain than clay is a finer grain. So we're in clay country and we're in big granite country. So we have problems. And when you look at it, this ground has probably not been busted or rolled or plowed or however you want turned or whatever you want to say in years.
At least 10.
Yeah,
you can hear that one.
Yeah, years. So right now you have a very tough situation in front of you. But the great thing about it is we did sell you a great tractor, a 60 horsepower tractor, more than enough tractor to do what you want. You need to do, not what you want, what you need to do with it. So and that's the great thing about it. So.
Well, I'll tell you right now, that tractor, I haven't bumped into one thing where that tractor said, no, I'm not going to do it. It's just, the tractor kind of looks back at me. It's like, is this the best you got? Is this your best challenge? So, well, I mean, that tractor's been, when we talk to you, and this, I mean, I keep saying this when everybody asks me about, you know, where I got my tractor, everything. I tell them that the dealership is the most important thing. It's not really the horsepower of the tractor. And you guys have proven that at Steck over and over and over again, because I came to you and I was very confident because I knew I needed a 45 horsepower. And when you said, well, why do you think you need a 45 horsepower? What are your plans? And we started talking.
Yeah.
And, you know, I laid everything out on the table. It was extremely transparent. Right. And you said, let's talk about what we got.
Right.
And then even when you come out here today, you said we made the right decision.
Yeah, when I walked up and saw what you're doing, I knew then that you had made the right decision. I mean, because a larger tractor, you know, you can get too large, don't get me wrong, but when you can do that.
You really got to work on your vocabulary when my wife is around.
I apologize. So anyway, I'm just a country boy. So, but I mean, you know, so we got a tractor that's sufficient. You can do everything you need to do, and it will not let you down. But the problem's going to be, and this is a good question, good comment to make right now. When you're taking a tractor and you're putting a plow in the ground, something's got to give. The ground's going to give, the implement's going to give, or the tractor's going to give. So you're praying the tractor doesn't give, and you're praying the implement doesn't give, and so you're praying that the ground gives. And so you got to be ready for that. I mean, welcome to farming is all I can say. Welcome to homesteading. If it can go wrong, it will go wrong. I mean, I drove up this morning and y'all had a pig out. If it can go wrong, it will go wrong.
Okay, so that's a really good point, Jay, about something happening to give. Okay, so if I get this plow thing that you're talking about, is there going to be any type of precautions or stuff I need to be looking for because I mean this ground is hard, and I don't want to break that equipment. Definitely don't want to break my tractor.
Yeah.
So is there any things that I should be looking for when I'm trying to do this? And if I'm hearing them, is there something else that I could use to help me bust this ground up?
So I'm going to tell you that the thing to remember is this. First of all, on a tractor, you're not running 100 miles an hour. You're not running 50 miles an hour. So you're going real slow. So you'll be going slow. So the best thing that you have is your ears. So you're listening to the ground. So you know what a normal sound sounds like. So, you know, I do this and my tractor sounds like this. And then all of a sudden you hear something squeak or something. You know that something's not right. Or the tractor starts spinning tires so you know that something's not right. So you have to, driving a tractor and operating a tractor are two totally different things. Anybody can drive a tractor to the store, but to operate it means that you know what your tractor's, you're listening to it. You know when something's not right. I mean, I don't know, it's like a sixth sense. You know that doesn't sound right, and that's what you're listening for. And that's the great thing about it is you're not in a hurry. It's not like you have to be done by 2 o'clock today.
Yeah, don't start an hour before church.
Right, yes, that's right, that's right. So, but the best thing you got is your ears to listen. You'll know, and you'll feel the tractor give, or you'll feel the tractor, I mean, it's not gonna break instantly. I mean, it takes time because all the metal is thick, all the metal has been engineered, designed to do what it's doing. I mean, that's what it's designed to do. That's what it's built to do.
That blade, that rollover blade,
moldboard, plow, or whatever you want to call it.
With this being granite country, you've seen just by walking in my back pasture with my rock seeds that are just sprouting up out of nowhere. Will that also, I mean, like when a tiller hits it, it'll go clang, 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 and it'll try to kick it up and it'll start to bounce. Now, obviously, I'm probably going to be running in low.
Yes.
To pull it and creeping along.
Right.
But it'll probably turn those rocks and stuff over too, right? It'll lock down.
Yes, that's what I'm saying is that's what's going to happen is I can't tell you what's under this ground. I don't know. We might be standing on a boulder the size of Gibraltar right now. I mean, we don't know that, but we're going to put the plow in the ground, and when something comes along and something's going to give, so the tractor's going to spin, it's going to make a noise. You're going to see dust fly, so you're going to know something's there. But yeah, the idea is that it's going to roll everything out. Now it's not going to roll out a rock this size. It's going to roll out rocks. Okay. And that's what it's going to do. So you may have a rock right here in the middle that we have to work around because you are in Elberton, Georgia. I'm not trying to be mean, but you are in Elberton, Georgia.
It's the straight gospel. because we literally, when we were cleaning out over here and I was just popping up some privet
Right. Yep.
with the bucket, I popped up a huge honking rock that I got up there, and
Yep.
I'm going to use to start to build some flower beds
Right. Yep.
with. My other question.
All right.
You made it sound like rolling this ground over is something that we should do every 5 to 6 years. Now, I know obviously I'm not going to be able to do that here because I'm going to be planting
Right.
raspberries and kiwi and stuff like that here. But in the places that I showed you where we wanted to have grow gardens for corn,
Right. Yes.
and okra and robin sunflowers, Lord, don't want to leave those out. So about every what, 5, 6 years?
Yeah. So you understand that in agriculture, everything's based on you should be on a rotation of some kind. Now, when you're doing soft fruit, you can't rotate soft fruit. All right. But in 10, 15 years, it is going to be time to probably come in and prune and start over again. So theoretically, yes, you do. So, but for now, you're going to try to roll it over, and you're trying to do that just to get good organic material. But yeah, every 3 to 5 years, bottom plowing won't hurt anything. It helps. Most people don't do it because it's so slow. So it takes a lot of horsepower to turn one disc over. A lot of horsepower.
Yeah.
So a lot of weight.
So even if we were doing crop rotation and top dressing with compost, you still think every 5, or should I expand it out longer?
Yeah, I mean, your crops will tell you. Okay. So the first year you'll have let's just say you pick 1 pound to the acre. The second year you pick 2 pounds to the acre. Third year you pick 3 pounds to the acre. And then all of a sudden it goes 1 pound to the acre. Well, you know that the roots are struggling. So you can go in there. There's a lot of things you can do. You can core aerate. You can apply sand. You can apply a lot of different things to aerate the soil to help the plants breathe. But it's just like me and you. And if you've ever had asthma, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I mean, you just can't breathe. And so the roots just slow down. And so they don't produce enough fruit. So.
All right, so let's move now to the one that I'm nervous about the most. We walked my pastures.
Awesome. Yes.
And I know I have a lot of dog fennel. I know I've got that stinging nettle, whatever that horse nettle stuff is. And I'm really struggling to get, I mean, I've got decent grass back there, but I want better grass.
Right.
And everybody keeps telling me they won't come and cut hay on my property because of the whoop-de-whoops. Can I cut hay back there? Well, first let's go. What do I need to do to get rid of those?
So first of all, I'll tell you is I did walk the pastures. The pastures really have a good stand of Bermuda. I'm gonna tell you that is awesome. You do have a good stand of weeds. Okay. So one thing that you can do is you could come in with a small 3-point hitch no-till, and you could no-till rye or wheat or something this fall, and allow it to try to push out some of the weeds. You can come in and spot spray the weeds, but you want to be careful because you do have a really good stand of clover too. So you don't want to take your clover out because that is a nitrogen producing plant. So you may end up spot spraying some areas, looking at that stuff. But you can try doing that. The other thing I would suggest is applying lime, and I would use a powdered or a agricultural or a pelleted lime. It is very slow acting, but it lasts a while, and so that's what I would do. And then I would also fertilize to try to increase my plant growth. And by no-tilling, you will also do a little aerating for the roots too, so get a little air in it. Now, the reason why people don't want to come cut your hay is because they got to go across your pond dam, and it's very narrow. Excuse me, it's not narrow. It's narrower than it needs to be for production hay equipment. Mini round baler or something like that, yes, whoop-de-doo is not a problem. I cut fields like that every day, and and one thing I liked about your pasture is it's very a rectangle. It's not very wide, but it's long, and makes long straight rows to cut hay and bale hay.
Now I know you guys got the mini baler. Now is there a mini hay cutter too?
Absolutely. Yep, yes sir. And it's designed for it. And the mini hay cutter is designed for the mini baler. It is a drum cutter, which means it has 2 big drums that turn counterclockwise, and and they automatically windrow the hay. So when it cuts the hay, it windrows it. So you just turn around and just go right down the windrow and never have to rake the hay.
Oh.
So that's what's neat about it.
Your normal round bale is, what is it?
4 foot wide, 5 foot tall.
Yeah. So
roughly.
what is the mini round bale?
28 inches long, 20 inches tall. So almost 3 foot long, almost 2 foot tall. Weighs about 40 to 80 pounds, which is about the same weight as a square bale. The great thing about the mini round baler is it's just like a round bale. If you don't get it up today and it rains tonight, it's not a big deal.
All right, folks, so there you have it. Those are the things that we're going to need to get in order to be able to reach our dreams and our goals here on the homestead. That's going to help us out tremendously. Now, do me a favor. If you guys are thinking about purchasing a tractor, or you guys need implements or anything, hit that link in the description box and that'll take you over there to Steck. And I'm not just saying this because Jay's here. I'd say the same thing if Jay wasn't here. We have visited a lot of different dealers all over in South Carolina, Georgia, North Carolina, and by far Steck has been the best when it comes to just flat out integrity, customer service, and really putting our needs above them making a sale. And that's, in my opinion, that's hugely important, because you want to be able to get the equipment that you need, not something that's going to fluff somebody's pocketbook. And that's exactly what these guys here are doing. I mean, Jay could have sold me, you could have sold me that 45 and been out the door with it. I wouldn't have known any better. But he invested in us to make sure that we got what we needed to be able to do what we are trying to do here. And I cannot say thank you enough for that. I mean, I know that may not seem like a big deal to you, because that's your guys' standard operating procedure. But from a consumer's point of view, all joking aside, Jay, I mean, I really appreciate y'all. I really appreciate y'all's level of integrity and your customer service. All of us here at my house, man, thank you.
Well,
very much.
And I appreciate that, but the biggest thing I can tell you as far as my integrity goes is that I got to be able to lay down at night and sleep.
And that's huge. Not many people live by that.
And
and look, Jay told me they'll ship anywhere. They'll ship anywhere. So those of you, up in Maine or California, I'm pretty sure Jay would like to go to California.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, y'all hit them up. Hit that link in the description box, and it'll take you to their website. And then they're all over social media too. They've got their Facebook and stuff like that.
Steck Equipment.
Steck Equipment on Facebook. Give them a like, give them a follow. Ask any question that you want. I'm sure Jay, Connor, Dave, somebody will get back to you and be able to answer your question. I guarantee it. I hope this video has helped you guys out if you're looking at implements and stuff that you want to kind of get with your tractor. You guys are looking to get a tractor, hey, check this video out that's popping up right now. This is the video on the first time that we met Jay when he was selling us our Coyote tractor. Thanks for coming by the Big Bear Homestead. God bless, and have a nice day.